Hi there, it's Nicole for Lawn Fawn, and today I have a Meow You Doin' Happy Birthday card. This is a birthday card that features the adorable new Meow You Doin' plus the wonderful window die to make a birthday card. These are all brand new products, and I just love the fun little pun type of greetings from this new stamp set. I'm going to start with my background. I'm using the bricked stencil from Tim Holtz with a little pumice stone distress ink, using a pretty light hand and mostly concentrating those on the center of this panel. This is a 4" by 5¼ inch panel of Bristol smooth cardstock, and I'm going to just kind of line those bricks up kind of gently and brick it all the way to the edges. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to take my pumice stone distress ink and go around all of the edges and darken those up just a little bit. This is just, I wanted it to kind of appear to be the outside of a house. So I'll take my ink and just blend that out until I kind of get a nice smooth transition. And that way it's going to give me this great illusion of a brick house. That way when I add my window, it'll look like you're looking from the outside of the house in. And I love these stencils for creating a sort of great texture for the outside. Next, I kind of laid everything out, just gauging where I wanted all of the elements to go. So I've got my wonderful window here, the cat, the little can of cat food with the birthday candle in it, and then of course a couple of greetings. And I'm going to start with the greetings and stamp those down near the bottom edge of this piece of cardstock. But by having everything laid out, I know exactly where I want those to go. I'm going to pick those up with my Misty and then go ahead and ink those up with the Lawn Fawn jet black ink, and then stamp the greetings down there near the bottom edge of the card. So I chose the happy birthday, wishing you a possum day. So fun. And that's going to be perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut my window from some smooth white cardstock now. There's some great little score lines so that the little window elements kind of open up a little bit. Those will be nice and interactive. I like to just kind of score them. That way, if the recipient wants to open those up and get a better look at the elements on the inside or sitting inside the window, they can. And then I'm going to die cut my window box from some narwhal cardstock. I'm also going to cut an element to fit behind this window. I wanted something to appear to be the inside of the house. So I'm tracing that shape on a piece of mermaid cardstock. This is just a scrap piece of paper. All of these pieces are scrap pieces of paper from Lawn Fawn. And I'm going to trim this out just a little bit inside of my pencil line so it fits right behind the window die cut. Then I've got my window box there. I've also die cut the floral design from some cilantro cardstock. You can see kind of up there in the top right corner of the screen. And then some individual flowers. All of these are from the wonderful window die. And I die cut the flowers from chili pepper, raspberry, and guava cardstocks. Little teeny tiny so you can piece it all together. I'm really building this scene from the background out. Many times I'll start with the stamped images first and then kind of build the scene around those. In this instance, I really began the whole thing with the background and then built it up. I'll go ahead and line up the window box with the greenery, stick that down. I love that there's all the components to build this cute little window box to sit in front of the window here. And I did kind of mess with this a little bit, trying to figure out the best way to adhere this so that some of the flowers would be visible I just want to make sure I get it lined up. Might flip that over too and make sure, but yeah. And then I'll adhere this to my card base right above the greeting. I think it would also be cute to put vellum behind the window elements for maybe a kind of glass type of look if you wanted to. To add the tulips to the top of the flowers now, to give that two-tone look, I'm going to add some dabs of glue, and then I'm going to use some sort of a stick-it tool. This is the Scrap Perfect Embelly Jelly tool, to pick up those little teeny tiny pieces and attach those right to the top of the flowers. It really makes it so much easier to not have to use your fingers because they are really teeny tiny. But I think it makes such a huge difference. If you didn't want to do all the little die cut elements, I think it would also be fun to die cut this piece from some white cardstock or watercolor cardstock and color it in with distress inks, with markers, with colored pencils, whatever you like to use. I'm going to put something heavy on that just while that's drying. I also die cut the window from a red piece of cardstock and replace that little heart at the top with some of that chili pepper cardstock. From a small piece of white cardstock now, this is just a little scrap piece that I had laying around, I'm going to color in or stamp the images that I want to use for my card. I'm starting with the cat, the birthday cap, and then the can of cat food with the candle in it, because I knew I wanted those to be sitting back behind the window. And it wasn't really until I got these images colored that I realized I wanted to do something along the bottom edge of the card. The colors of Copic markers I'm using are shown across the bottom of the screen. Pretty quick coloring here, adding a little texture to the kitty, some little stripes, some red and pink stripes for the birthday hat, some yellows for the fish on the can of cat food, yellow for the flame, some browns for the cat food. I'm going to do a little red band around the bottom of the can, and then some grays for the can itself, some warm grays. And then a little, go ahead and color in the rest of that can real quick. And pink for the birthday candle and the alternating stripes on the birthday hat. Once I have those all colored in, I'm going to go ahead and die cut those with the coordinating dies. I also took a scrap of cilantro cardstock and used one of the simple grassy hillsides to die cut a grassy border that I can put along the bottom edge of my card. I did cut it slightly big, so I'm going to need to trim that off, not only the sides but the bottom of the panel. That even helps with the appearance of the outside type of theme. I'm using some metal snips scissors to cut out the elements that I'm going to need to use. They really make it so much easier to cut apart all these little teeny tiny intricate dies. I also have some post-it tape here I'm going to use to cut out those elements or hold those down while I cut them out. And then I'm going to tuck everything back behind the window. And I don't want the face to be covered up by the little divider in the window. So I want to make sure I get it tucked down low enough that you can still see the face. And I decided I also needed some elements to tuck outside. They're just so much fun and so cute. So I have the fish, the ball of yarn, the string, and then I will also use the little mouse. I started with these three and then went ahead and chose the mouse as well. I'm going to color in the ball of yarn with yellow 8 and 18, the fish with warm gray 1 and 00. The mouse is going to be colored with some of those same warm gray colors. But like I said, I started with these and then kind of decided I also needed the mouse. I'm going to tuck these into the grass down there near the bottom edge of the card, almost like these things all got left outside or he tossed them out the window. Who knows? Color in the little mouse real quick. Pretty quick coloring, little teeny tiny images. I only added the warm gray 5 for this and a little R20 for the cheek. We'll tuck him down near the bottom edge on the left corner, and then I'll go ahead and attach this to a white top fold card base. And the outside of the card is all finished. I went ahead and decided to add a greeting on the inside. I'm going to take another greeting from the Meow You Doin stamp set, and I'm also going to use my Misty so I can get it stamped perfectly. I can stamp it twice if I need to. Get it lined up. I'm going to stamp the Let's Be Friends Forever on the inside. Again, using the Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink. And add a few little paw prints with some lobster ink, and my card is all finished. Thanks for joining me for this card featuring the Lawn Fawn Meow You Doin and Wonderful Window die. The supplies I used are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here are a couple more videos featuring Lawn Fawn stamps and dies that you might be interested in. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.